Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ted Rollins in for Judge Ashley Wilcott this afternoon, and what an afternoon it is. We are following breaking news this hour out of the state of Indiana, an arrest that we've been waiting for 5 years, and the people in that state have been waiting for 5.5 years. An arrest in the Delphi murders, according to our affiliate WRTV. An individual in custody for the deaths of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German. A news conference has been set for Monday at this point by Indiana State Police, presumably to update the public on the case. A case that a lot of you have been glued to for the last 5+ years after hearing about these two beautiful young teenagers' lives taken. The world's been watching this. The girls, you remember, went on a hike on February 13th, 2017 in a well-known locally wooded area in Delphi, Indiana. And the plan was for a family member to pick them up after their hike, their time together as teenagers in rural Indiana. But when it came time to pick the two girls up, they were not there. And of course, panic spread within the community. A massive search began. And the next morning, they found the girls' bodies less than a mile away. Investigators did recover the video that you're watching there of the individual that investigators believe to be responsible. Over the years, there's been extensive reporting on this. Thousands of tips, hundreds of interviews done by investigators, been podcasts. There's also been Vinny Politan, our lead anchor, who does a show every night here on Court TV and has followed this very closely. Your reaction, Vinny?
Well, today's the day. Today is the day. I mean, think about it. We're getting up to close to 6 years now, Ted. And at this moment, I want to think about what those two families are experiencing at this moment. They lost these girls 5+ years ago. And, you know, every holiday, every birthday, every start of the school year, so many things they've lost. And then on top of it, they never got an answer. They never got a sense of justice. And Ted, you know, and I know, when we speak with victims' families, they don't get closure, right? There's no closure. There's nothing that makes their lives anything close to what they were before. But when they don't even get justice, there is this emptiness, this darkness that is unmanageable. Not getting the answer and not getting a sense of justice. So now, with all of this happening now, there's one step closer. We know there's another huge step ahead here, right? Someone gets arrested and accused and charged. It's one thing, and I think the family will take a deep breath and say, wow, this is, we didn't know if this day would ever come. But now that next part of the process begins, which we are very familiar with. And you know, and I look at this story, Ted, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of all the people that were looked at, all the people who looked suspicious, who act suspiciously. And I'm wondering, what on earth is this trial going to look like? You know, because what we're hearing is that the person who, maybe the person who's arrested in all of this, was completely under the radar. Completely under the radar. Meanwhile, we were talking about this one, that one, another one. This person under the radar. And I guess they have the evidence. I hope they have the evidence to link him. You know, to an extent that a jury's going to believe it, but this jury could be thrown a whole bunch of curveballs because of all the other suspicious people connected to these two girls and that area and what happened. So my head is spinning right now, Ted. I don't know if you can tell, but it's spinning around. But at the outset, for the families finally to get closer to justice, but to get their answer. I think is an amazing day.
WRTV's Scripps affiliate in Indianapolis is reporting that this individual made a court appearance today. Normally, a case like this, right now, we're showing a mugshot. We've got some information. Why do you think that this has been attempted to be kept under wraps until this press conference on Monday? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Any upside to not going public after you've made an arrest and a person's made an initial court appearance?
Well, no, because these types of things are public records, right? When you enter a courtroom and you're charged with a murder, I mean, that's all should be very, very public. It is consistent with the way investigators have communicated everything here publicly, right? They give us, like this video, they give us what is that, a half a second of video? They give us a second and a half of audio, 2 sketches that didn't look anything alike with no real explanation. This bizarre Anthony Shots social media connection to all of this. Lots of cryptic clues that were put out there for a purpose to help them solve the case. But they've also withheld an incredible amount of information to protect the investigation. But once you make the arrests, we're moving on to the next phase of this. As I said, we're in the next phase. So to me, I don't understand why, if this person has already appeared in court and already been charged, why that information was thrown under the radar. I do expect on Monday, though, a very full briefing. Very full briefing. It might be to respect the families as well. I don't know how quickly these things moved in the last few hours after almost 6 years, but sometimes it happens that way, and they want to do it the right way in light of the nature of this case being a little different than most. So I'm hoping that's the reason why, to prepare the family for all the information that is going to come out.
Yeah, Doug Carter, the superintendent of Indiana State Police, has been very vocal at times, but to your point, very tight with details. But there's always been a confidence that he's had publicly that we're going to get you. And here we are on this day, and it's a great point. It could be the family members. This could have been someone who was under surveillance, and there was a move on this individual, and they wanted to first tell the family rather than have them find out from their cell phones. Overall, this is a small town. So you talk about all those individuals who people were whispering about him. Hey, the guy looks kind of like the sketch. Their lives have been impacted. Anyone with a teenager's life has been impacted. I can imagine this is a huge sigh of relief coming from this part of rural Indiana.
Absolutely. Think about the fear factor in all of this. The person here is responsible for at least 2 murders and perhaps many others. That's what you would be thinking, right? An attack like this. I'm not letting my teenage daughter or my teenage son out by themselves in this area or other areas where you should be able to do that, right? You should be able to, 13-year-olds should be able to go out with their friends and go for an innocent hike through the woods and go exploring and be able to go to the movies. But the incredible fear that must have surrounded to this day that community, because a killer was never caught. That means the killer was on the loose. Some people may believe that maybe the killer moved or died in the interim, but that does not appear to be the case. So I think it's a huge relief for the community as well. And I think at this press conference on Monday, I think enough information should be released in order to give the community a sense of, okay, this was someone perhaps, I don't know if he was acting by himself, acting in concert with someone else, but give us enough of the details so the community can say, okay, it's safer now than it was yesterday. Like, I feel safer today than I did yesterday because whoever attacked these 2 innocent young teenage girls is now in custody. So I think we'll get that type of information. I think we'll probably learn how they died, and that could be brutal information that, once that becomes public, it really will change the nature of everything here. So So much has been held back that they're, despite the fact that we have all these clues like video, audio, and sketches of the alleged killer, we know very little about this case, amazingly.
Yeah, absolutely, and we will know because once this secondary process begins, it's no longer just the investigation. There has to be some information in the affidavits that are filed and all of it. So we'll know much more than we do right now. I'm wondering if it lasts till Monday. I'm wondering if they maybe move that press conference up for over the weekend. We'll wait and see. Vinny, I know you're going to have much more on your show tonight, closing arguments right here, 8 o'clock Eastern time on Court TV. Vinny, thank you. Our rolling coverage continues right after this break. Stay with us.